naman. Hi!
Hi po!
Anong pangalan mo, Miss?
Teacher SP po.
Ilan taon ka na?
40-something years old po.
Seryoso ba to?
Seryoso po.
Wow!
Parang niloloko mo yata ako. Palagay ko mga 20.
Thank you po. Actually, marami nagsasabi. Pero hindi sa pagmamayabang, mayabang po talaga ako.
Taga saan ka?
Kuliat High School po of Quezon City. Pero sa Marilao, Bulacan po talaga ako nakatira. Hi po sa mga students ko sa Kuliat.
Anong gagawin mo?
Ituturo ko po ang remainder theorem at factor theorem.
Para saan ito? Bakit ka sumali dito?
Para po sa mga students ko at sa mga gustong matuto ng topic na ito, dinededicate ko po ito sa kanila. Eto na, buhay ko naman pagiging teacher. So, maaga akong papasok kasi magtuturo na ako sa klase ko. Ito talaga yung profession ko. Love ko to. Good morning, class! The first rule, both equations should be of the same base. So, like a continuum. X equals 2 times 4, x equals 8. Equation. Okay, so let's see. Sunatan mo ng x. Negative 2x.
Nagkakanga talaga kasi kayang-kaya niyang gawin lahat ng sabay-sabay. Bukod sa pagiging teacher, businesswoman, and a mother ng dalawa niyang anak.
Gusto kong makita itong sinabi mo, i-dedicate mo sa kanya. Masyadong naging interesting ngayon sa akin to.
Good luck. Thank you.
Salamat po. Remainder theorem and factor theorem with Teacher SP. Divide the polynomial function f of x is equal to x cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 3 by x minus 2 using synthetic division. Now, for our solution, di ba kukunin muna natin yung mga numerical coefficient ng bawat term ng ating dividend. So, for x cubed, ang numerical coefficient niya or yung number sa unahan ng variable is 1. And then, for x squared, the numerical coefficient is negative 2. For x to the first power, the numerical coefficient is 1, and para sa ating constant, it's negative 3. And then, since ang ating divisor ay x minus 2, ang ilalagay natin sa labas ay yung kabaliktaran niyang sign since ini-equate natin siya sa 0. So, instead of x minus 2, we will put here as positive 2. Okay? And then, we bring down the first term, so we have 1. And we multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. Dito natin ilalagay sa pangalawang term. Now, we will combine negative 2 and positive 2. Since they have different signs, isa-subtract natin. So, 2 minus 2 is 0. And then again, multiply natin. 2 times 0 is 0. And we combine again 1 and 0. We add them since pareho sila ng sign. Or we have 1 plus 0 is 1. And then we multiply again. 2 times 1 is 2. And then we combine again. Negative 3 and positive 2. They have different signs. So, subtract. We have negative 1. So, dito sa ating sagot, ang kailangan lang naman natin actually is our remainder, which is negative 1. So, we will take note of that. Now, since the divisor is x minus 2, let us evaluate the function at x equals 2. So, for our solution, ito yung ating given equation kanina. Meaning, papalitan natin lahat ng values ng x to 2. Okay? So, we have f of 2. Yun ang ipapalit natin sa lahat ng values ng x. So, instead na x cubed, we will have 2 cubed. Again, pinalitan yung x ng 2, pero the same exponent pa rin, which is cube. minus 2, and then again, we will substitute for the value of x, which is 2 squared. Ayan, may square pa rin siya. Plus, yung x, gawin nating 2 na lang, minus 3. Ganun pa rin yung constant natin, hindi na babago. Okay? So, we have f of 2 is equal to 2 cube is 8 minus 2. Yan, 2 pa rin siya. But 2 square is 4 plus 2 minus 3. Ayan, kinopya ko lang din. And then we have f of 2 is equal to 8 minus 2 times 4 is negative 8 na. Plus 2 minus 3. Now, if we are going to combine them all, f of 2 is equal to 8 minus 8, diba? 0 na. And then 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So, 8 minus 8 plus 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So, again, when we evaluate that dividend and substitute the values of x by 2, we have f of 2 is equal to negative 1. Now, pagtabihin natin yung dalawang solution natin kanina. Yung isa using the synthetic division and then the other one by substituting the values of x by 2. When the function was divided by x minus 2, the remainder is, tama, negative 1. And when the function evaluated at x equals 2, the result is negative 1. So they have the same answer. So based from the previous example, let us derive what the remainder theorem means. If a polynomial p of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder r is p of a. So ano ba ang ibig sabihin nito? Kapag daw dinivide natin yung equation sa divisor na x minus a, kung ano man ang magiging remainder ay equal kapag pinalitan natin yung value ng x doon sa p of a. Saan po ba matatagpuan yung a? Paano natin makukuha yon? Depende kung ano ang ating divisor. So, in the previous example, if f of x is equal to x cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 3 divided by x minus 2. So, dito sa ating divisor na x minus 2, ang a natin dito ay yung kabaliktaran ng sign na negative 2 kasi nga ini-equate natin sa 0. So, ang p of a natin dyan ay magiging p of positive 2. So, ang a natin is positive 2. Then, the remainder is r is equal to p of a. So, kahit na anong makuha nating remainder, whether gagamit tayo ng synthetic division or long division, equal pa rin yan kung ano yung makukuha nating sagot kapag in-evaluate natin yung ating given equation or pinalitan natin yung value ng x sa kung ano man yung ating a. Na, again, yung a natin makukuha natin sa divisor. Therefore, again, based from this previous solution, the remainder is r is equal to negative 1. Diba? Sinolve natin by synthetic division, the remainder is negative 1. And kapag sinolve naman natin yung f of 2 or pinalitan natin yung values ng x by positive 2, it is equal to negative 1. Thus, the remainder, which is negative 1, is just equal to f of 2. May kasunod pa yung ating remainder theorem. When a polynomial function is divided by x minus a, if the remainder is 0, we say that x minus a is a factor of the polynomial. So, ang ibig sabihin, kapag kayo nag-divide ng given polynomial, tapos yung whether gamitin nyo man ang synthetic division or long division, kapag daw yung kanyang remainder ay 0, ibig sabihin, yung ating divisor is a factor. So, when we say factor theorem, if p of a is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. So, ibig sabihin, kapag daw pinalitan natin yung mga values ng x, kung ano man yung a na mula sa ating divisor, kapag ang naging sagot natin daw ay 0, therefore, kung ano man yung divisor natin is a factor. Conversely, kapag naman sinabi na ang divisor natin ay factor is a factor of p of x, then dapat ang sagot natin ay automatic na 0. Sagot sa kapag sinubstitute natin yung mga values ng x dun sa x minus a. Magiging 0 dapat yon.
Rex niya, no? Tone na tone, no?
Example 1. Find the remainder when x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 is divided by x plus 3. Now, using the remainder theorem, so since ang ating divisor ay x plus 3, and pag inequate natin yan sa 0, ang magiging a natin or yung ipapalit natin sa value ng x ay negative 3. So again, lahat ng values ng x, papalitan natin ng negative 3. So we have negative 3. Pero remember, meron siyang exponent na 3 pa rin sa taas, ha? Ayan. Plus 2. And then, x will become negative 3, pero dapat may square. Minus 5. And then, yung x again, palitan natin ng negative 3 plus 2. Simplifying the equation, we have negative 3 cubed. Hindi yan negative 3 times 3, ah. Meaning, negative 3, tatlong beses natin i-multiply yung negative 3 sa sarili niya. So, we have negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Times negative 3 ulit is negative 27. Plus 2. And then, now, we have negative 3 square, means negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9. And negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15 plus 2. Simplifying the equation again, we have negative 27 plus 2 times 9 is 18 plus 15 plus 2. Now, paano ba yung pinakamadaling paraan para i-simplify ito? Pagsamasamahin nyo muna yung mga positive signs, saka nyo i-subtract doon sa negative signs. So, we have 18 plus 15 plus 2 is 35 minus 27, which is positive 8. Ayan. So, P of negative 3 is equal to 8. Therefore, the remainder is 8. Now, using the same example, we can check the answer using the synthetic division if the remainder is really 8. So, in here, the numerical coefficient is 1, positive 2, negative 5, and the constant is positive 2. Our a here is negative 3. And then again, we bring down 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. And then we combine 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And then we multiply again by negative 3. We have positive 3. And then we combine again, negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. And then again, we multiply. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Now, since they have the same sign, we add 2 plus 6 is 8. We have now concluded that the remainder is 8. The same in our answer when we evaluate this dividend by negative 3. Example 2. Determine whether or not x plus 2 is a factor of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. Solution. Now, by definition of factor theorem, remember kanina diniscuss natin yung factor theorem. X plus 2 is a factor of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6 if and only if the remainder is 0. So, kapag ka nag-substitute tayo ng values ng x, kapag ang sagot natin ay naging 0, then it is a factor. Again, we can use two methods in finding the remainder. Now, let us use the remainder theorem. If p of x is equal to x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6, at x is equal to negative 2, substitute x by negative 2. So, lahat ng values ng x natin ay papalitan ng negative 2. So, in here, we have negative 2 cube. Ayan. So, napalitan na natin yung x ng negative 2. Minus 2, ito yon. And then x will become negative 2 square. And then we have negative 5 times the value of x, which is negative 2, plus 6. Let us now simplify. P of negative 2 is equal to negative 2 cubed means negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is negative 8. And then, negative 2 times negative 2 square. Remember, ang negative 2 square is negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. So, negative 2 times 4. And negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10 plus 6. Now, we have P of negative 2 is negative 8. Ayan, kinopya ko lang. And negative 2 times 4 is negative 8 as well. Plus 10 plus 6. Now, when we combine like terms, so P of negative 2, we have negative 8 and negative 8. Parehong negative sign, o i-add natin. Tapos parehong positive, i-add natin. Saka natin i-subtract yung mga sagot. So, we have negative 16 and positive 16. So, 16 minus 16, 0 na siya. Ayan. Since the remainder is 0, x plus 2 is a factor of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. Ulitin natin na, kung sakaling naging 0 yan, factor. Kung hindi naman, hindi siya factor. But since naging 0 naman yung ating value kapag sinubstitute natin yung value ng x, at x is equal to negative 2, so since naging 0 siya, therefore, it is a factor. Now, we may also determine whether or not x plus 2 is a factor of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6 using the synthetic division naman. So, we have 1 para dito, and then negative 2, and then negative 5, and then positive 6. Okay, ang ating a ay, since ang divisor ay x plus 2, so negative 2. Bring down 1. Times negative 2 is negative 2. Combine like terms, so negative 4, parehong negative, so add. And negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. 8 minus 5, so unlike term siya, so subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. And 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Unlike terms ulit, so 6 minus 6 ay 0. Now, since the remainder is 0, di ba dito matatagpuan yung remainder? X plus 2 is a factor of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. Example 3. Show that x minus 4 is a factor of p of x is equal to x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x plus 12. So, tiyan natin kung factor ba yung x minus 4, Let us use the remainder theorem. So, ito yung given natin. Again, papalitan natin yung values ng x at x is equal to 4. So, lahat ng x, papalitan natin ng positive 4. So, instead na x cube, magiging 4 cube. Minus 6. And then, yung x, palitan ulit natin ng 4 squared, since squared yung given. Plus 5 times yung x will become 4 plus 12. Simplifying the equation, we have P of 4 is equal to 4 cubed means 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Minus 6 times 16. Remember, 4 square is 16. Yan, minultiply sa negative 6. Plus 5 times 4 is 20 plus 12. Now, we have P of 4 is equal to 64. And then, negative 6 times 16 is negative 96. Plus 20 plus 12. Now, if we combine like terms, tas subtract natin dun sa positive and negative. So, P of 4 is equal to, ayan, i-add muna natin yung 64 plus 20 tsaka 12. Saka natin i-subtract sa 96. So, the answer is 0. Again, 64 plus 20, di ba, 84, plus 12 is 96. Minus 96 is 0. Ayan. The remainder is 0, therefore, x minus 4 is a factor. Ito naman, para sa example 4. Find k so that x plus 5 is a factor of p of x is equal to x cubed plus 5x squared minus kx minus 20. For our solution, since x plus 5 is a factor, di ba sinabi na factor daw siya? Given na yon of this given equation, therefore, the remainder should be 0. So, ganito ang gagawin natin dyan. Using the remainder theorem, so di ba ito yung given natin. At x is equal to negative 5, substitute x by negative 5. Kasi di ba ang ating divisor ay x plus 5. So, lahat ng values ng x, papalitan natin ng negative 5. So, yan, negative 5 cubed plus 5 times negative 5 squared minus, yan, wala tayong value ng k, so k pa rin siya, times negative 5 minus 20. Now, change p of negative 5 by 0. Bakit kinakailangan i-change natin sa 0? Kasi meron na tayong value ng p of negative 5. At ano yun? That is 0. Eh, ma'am, bakit 0? Kasi nga, di ba, given kanina, sinabi na remainder, na ano daw siya, factor. So, di ba, kapag ka-factor, dapat ang remainder ay 0. Kaya ipapalit na natin dito ay 0. Is equal to, negative 5 cube is, ayan, ginaya ko na muna. Yan. Basta ang pinalit natin sa p of negative 5 ay 0. And then, simplify na natin. 0 is equal to negative 5 cube means negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5, which is negative 125. And then, negative 5 square is positive 25 plus 5 times 5, I mean, is positive 125. And negative k times negative 5 is positive 5k minus 20. Now, we have 0 is equal to 125 minus 125, 0 na siya, diba? Ang matitira na lang, 5k minus 20. Ayan. Tapos, paano natin susolve yung value ng k? Transpose natin yung negative 20 to the left para hindi tayo magde-divide by negative 1. Or, by addition property, we have to add positive 20 on both sides. Kaya, we have 5k na lang. And then, yung negative 20, pag nalipat sa kabila, will become positive 20. And then, para ma-cancel yung 5, divide both sides by 5. So, ang matitira na lang, k is equal to 20 divided by 5 ay 4. So, yun ang value ng ating k. Para ang x plus 5 ay factor nitong given equation na to. Now, for our exercises, pwede niyong i-pause muna yung video habang nagsasagot kayo. And then, playback na lang ulit or i-play nyo kapag ka natapos yun ang sagutan. Use the remainder theorem to find each function value and state if it is a factor or not. So, ito yung ating given equation, ha? I-divide natin dito sa ating values ng x na to. So, 1, letter A, f of 1, letter B, f of 0, and letter C, f of negative 2. And then, pag nakuha natin yung mga values na yan, state natin whether if it is a factor or not. So, syempre, kapag ka naging 0 ang sagot, factor. Kapag ka naman hindi, not a factor. Answer for number 1A. If x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x minus 16 is divided by f of 1, let us substitute. So, we have 1 cubed. Yan, 1 kasi ipapalit natin sa x plus 4 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 minus 16. So, we have f of 1 is 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1. Plus, 1 square is 1 times 4 is 4. And then, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 minus 16. So, f of 1 is negative 15. Kasi, ito na lang dalawa, 0 na yon, 4 minus 4, 0. And then, 1 minus 16 is negative 15. So, ang f of 1 natin ay negative 15. Since the remainder is not 0, therefore, x minus 1 is not a factor. Siyempre, kasi hindi siya naging 0. For letter B, So, try naman natin if values of x is equal to 0. So, we have f of 0 equals 0 cubed plus 4 times 0 squared minus 4 times 0 minus 16. So, we have f of 0 is equal to 0 cubed is 0 plus 0 squared is 0 times 4 is still 0. Negative 4 times 0 is 0 minus 16. Therefore, f of 0 is negative 16. Since the remainder is not 0, therefore, if it is not a factor. Siyempre nga naman, hindi po pwedeng maging factor ang 0 kasi lahat ng equation natin magiging 0 at matitira na lang yung ating constant. For letter C, we will change the value of x by negative 2. So, negative 2 cubed plus 4 times negative 2 squared minus 4 times negative 2 minus 16. So, f of negative 2 is negative 2 cubed means negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 which is negative 8 plus negative 2 square is positive 4 times 4 kaya naging 16. And negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8 minus 16. So, when we simplify, f of negative 2 is 0. Kasi try natin. 8 minus 8, 0 na. 16 minus 16 is 0 na. Therefore, since the remainder is 0, x plus 2 is a factor. Ayun. Nakuha nyo ba, class? Very good.
Hanip yung pinakitang professional ng galaw. Lahat perfecto. Hindi kita nakita na nahirapan ka. Para sa akin, perfect yun.
Salamat po! Yung mahirap na bagay, pinagmukha mong napakadali. Napaka-graceful. At gusto ko lang magpasalamat sa'yo for sharing your talent sa amin. Na-witness namin ang galing mo. Ito ang Pilipinas Got Talent. Maraming salamat po.
All I can say is, you got it.
Na-stress ako, pinagpawisan yung kamay ko sa'yo. Ito yung effect mo sa akin. Kasi masama ang pakiramdam ko. May sakit ako ngayon. Parang lahat ng toxin sa akin lumabas nung nakita kita. In fact, sa sobrang ganda ng performance mo, you were able to heal me.
Salamat po.
Punong-puno siya ng symbols. Your talent, your act, your performance, your message, your inspiration, for me, deserves.
Thank you po! Salamat po! Salamat po talaga! Thank you po! Thank you po! Thank you! Salamat po! Thank you po! Thank you po! Thank you po talaga! Sa mga fans ko po at sa mga gusto mo pong manood ng mga video lessons ko, don't forget to watch my YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and again, learning